Dear students, today I am going to teach you the remaining portion of force. So the first heading of our today's class is that a force can change the state of motion. So how it does change the state of motion? See, here when we throw the ball then comes at motion. Initially the ball was at rest, but when we throw the ball from our hand, then it undergoes motion. Similarly, when a boy pushes the tire repeatedly, then it moves, but when he stops, the tire will eventually stop. So we can say that when we apply force, we can change the speed of an object. If the force applied on the object is in the direction of its motion, that is, in which the object is moving, then the speed of the object will increase. But if the force is applied in the direction opposite to the direction of motion, then it results in a decrease in the speed of the object. And this change, that is the increase or decrease in the speed of the object, resulting into the change in the state of motion. So we come to the definition of state of motion. It is described by its speed and the direction of motion. The state of rest is also considered to be the state of motion, but it is also known as state of zero speed. An object may be at rest or in motion, and both are its state of motion. That is, if an object is at rest, then it is also in state of motion, and if it is moving, then it is also in the state of motion. So we have seen that a force can change the state of a motion. That is, it can make an object move from rest, or it can change the speed of an object. Either it is increasing, or it is it decreases, or it may change the direction of motion of an object. Another one important effect is that it may bring about a change in the shape of an object. Sometimes we have seen that when we push a rubber ball, then its shape changes from spherical to some other shape. Also, if we stretch a rubber, then it gets elongated. So we can say that when we apply force, then it causes a change in the shape of the object. Also, it may cause some or all of these effects. Now we come to the types of forces. So the first one is contact force. These forces arises due to the contact between the objects. So first example of contact force is muscular force, and it results due to the action of muscles of our body, and it is the force that enables us to perform all our activities involving movement or bending of our body. Also, in case of animals, we have seen that the buffaloes pull their carts with the force of their muscle. So this is an example of muscular force. Now, why muscular force is under the category of contact force? Because it can be applied only when it is contact with an object. Similar to muscular force, another contact force is the frictional force. Now, what is friction? Frictional force is an example of our daily life. While walking, we see that we do not slip. Why we do not slip? Because a force of friction, a force arises between the feet of our body and the floor and the road, and this force of attraction is the force of friction. So it is responsible for changing the state of motion of objects. In all these examples is the force of friction. That is, when we apply brake on a car, then it stops. Why it stops? Because the surface on which the car is moving applies some attracting force, and the car eventually stops. Now we come to non-contact force. Non-contact force is the force which does not involve any contact between the objects. For example, magnetic force. Magnetic force, it is we have already known that, like poles, there are two poles of magnet. One is north pole and another one is south pole. If two magnets are placed in such a way that their north poles are facing, then they will repel each other, and if they are placed in such a way that one is north and another one is south, then they will attract each other. So this attraction or repulsion is another form of pull or push, and this type of force resulting due to the two magnets is known as magnetic force. Now when we place two magnets separated from each other, there is no contact involved, but still one is attracting other, or one is repelling other. So this is an example of non-contact force. Another example is electrostatic force. It is exerted by a charged body on another charged or uncharged body, and so the name is electrostatic force. That is, some charges are involved in this type of force. Now we come to our gravitational force. Similar to the electrostatic force, it involves the masses of the body. That is, electrostatic force is the force arising due to the charges present between the two bodies, and the gravitational force is the force that arises due to the masses of the two body. When we have also seen that an apple falls from the tree to the surface, because the surface, that is the earth, attracts it when it falls. And this is the and this is also known, and this force is known as force of gravity, or we can say just gravity. So gravity or force of gravity is an attractive force and is an example of gravitational force. So next day we will understand what is pressure, and then we will conclude this chapter. So I will also assign some home task in your group, so do them and show them in the copy, and note them in the copy and show them when the school reopens. Also I can ask you to upload this in the WhatsApp group.